Yes, I am. Welcome, everybody. Lipstick on, because I need lipstick. My mother never left the house without lipstick. Have the lipstick on. Don't have any other makeup, have the lipstick on. That's what you need. You have the lipstick. So welcome, everybody. Woo! Yeah. What a crazy morning so far. My daughter, we have to kennel her dog while she goes to work. Anyways, for some reason, got out of the kennel. We're not too sure. Probably wasn't locked properly. But because the thing is that she'll eat everything that she could find. She's always seems to be ravishingly hungry all the time, this dog. So, anyways, she did. She got out of the kennel. Olivia was having somebody coming in to fix something in her place, and I have to plug in my. I just looked at my computer; it's almost dead, and I guess she got out. So I got there to see and clean up the mess. She ate these. Olivia bought these. What do you call it? Muffins, and they're keto muffins. These keto muffins, and Mateus tried one. He spat it out. It was so gross. He said they were disgusting, and you can't see how anybody could eat them because they're so gross. They're chocolate keto muffins, right? So anyways, the dog ate them all. So she was fine when I was there. She's gonna have a pretty full belly anyways. But yeah. She's fine. She's not dead or anything else. I know some people are going to freak out. Oh my God, she ate chocolate. This dog has eaten shit like this before and it's been fine. And she ate cardboard and whatever else. She's just one of those crazy dogs. But cleaned up the mess, got the dog back in. And then I had a Zoom back here to be here because it's $10 mini readings. And I do have a mini reading today, and it is for Erica. And I'm hoping Erica comes on. It's for because she wanted a mini reading today, so I'll just chit chat till hopefully she comes on. Hopefully she got the notification that I am on. So that she saw it. Okay, so and I am on. Okay. So there you go. So just letting her know that I'm on so that she shows up so that she can hear the reading or she can listen to the replay. Definitely can do that as well. So anyways, I'm hoping everybody's having a great morning. What a day today so far. I mean, not only the dog, but it's going up to like 11 degrees plus today. Yesterday it was snowing, the roads were shit. It was just had all the retard drivers out yesterday, and it was just like, oh my God, really. It's like, don't snow for like 2 weeks, everybody forgets, snows, and then you get people slishing and slashing and going all over the place. So just so nutty. So if you are on my Facebook group, Mary June Steve Tracy page, or if I won't be able to see your comments. So I'm just letting you know, if you did want a reading, you got to be on YouTube or Instagram. So you got to be on my YouTube or my Instagram in order for me to give you that mini reading, and so I can see you and I can see your comments, etc. Let's take that date off. So, what's happening today with the lovely astrology? Moon with Pluto. Crazy. So we have the moon with Pluto, and it's squaring off to the nodes and Eris. So it's squaring off to the north node and the south node. I just feel like, and then we have that sun moon fully on top of each other. It's like the sun decided to sit on top of Mars, and they're just sitting up there and all cuddly up together, which is not exactly a good thing. But it's how you're utilizing the energy that's coming forth. It's in no way to get for us to get through this reality. I feel we really have to it's not just to jump in, like, just to jump in and say, "Here I am, I'm gonna throw in the towel, I'm just gonna do this all." That's not what that's not what you should do, but that's what I think a lot of people will feel like, "This is my last chance," and it's like an all or nothing kind of thing, but, it might feel that way, and I know it feels extremely extreme, and it feels that, but it's like, you're thinking about how many times you really, when we go through like, "Oh, can I get through this? Can I get through this?" And that Mars energy in Scorpio is really it's a ball buster energy. Like anybody who has Mars in Scorpio, they're really ball busters. They're going to get out there. They're going to get shit done, kind of thing, and and they're going to motivate and they're going to really move it forward, no matter what. Kind of, that's where the energy that they come in with, and it's it's where yes, we're going to get things done, but you don't have to come in with a let's mutilize everybody and just chop off their heads. I got like the Queen of Hearts. Let's chop off their heads. That's not what it's not what we should be doing. It's more of coming in and saying, "Yeah, I have energy and I'm going to clean the house. I'm going to get other things in my life that I need to get done." This is where I have to come back down and start looking at my soul purpose. What is my soul purpose? And coming down here as a soul and utilizing that in a very and looking at my purpose in a very positive way. And I feel like part of this too, I'm just like I'm thinking of Erica and her reading. I feel like that's part of it too, because we can get so hung up that it has to be this way, it has to look this way, it has to why isn't anything going the way that I would like it to go, in the way that I believe it should look. And that can be very frustrating, very overwhelming, because we want it to be a certain way and feel a certain way. And this is where I feel, with Mercury in detriment and the moon in detriment and that conjunction, we're not really receiving the fullness that we need to receive. We're not receiving that full information that we need to have in this, you know, where we are in our world at this time. So it can get overly frustrating and overwhelming. And I feel like, how many, with this, if it, this is, I'm going to say this is the hardest energy we as a collective have had to go through, you know, and getting through this is almost like I feel like it's almost like the earth is going through this plasmic burning fire energy, and it's burning away, and we're having to go through, like it's like almost like the earth is pushing through this plasmic energy and trying for us to get through this plasmic energy. And as we're moving through it, it feels hard to breathe, it feels hard to move, it feels overwhelming, and we feel like we are constantly pushing against the grain and not getting to the place that we would like to get to, or we have an idea of the way that we think it should look like, yet it's not looking that way, and so we're getting overwhelmed, and looking at our emotions, and our emotions can go off the rail. And I feel like, especially today is like a day that, and going into the weekend, uh, because that Sun and Mars are going to be kind of cuddled up together for a while. And then Mars will tootle off and go forward as it goes through Sagittarius. And looking for like, okay, what is that oomph? What is that, big thing? I mean, when Mars goes into Sagittarius, that's where it's gonna conjunct my Mars. So I can feel like, I that, explosiveness, that where it's, like, almost at a point of, like, like something's gonna, and that's exactly how I feel it's gonna be, some kind of explosion is really going to take hold. And trying to find that grounding or that grip, but even still, we still have Jupiter retrograde until the end of the year, and with Uranus just retrograde. Neptune is coming to the sort of the last degree before it'll stop. And finding that energy, trying to find that. Oh, thank you, Cynthia. Trying to find that part of ourselves and not get up into the explosion. So uh and I keep on thinking of that letter, but that letter's been around for quite some time. It was in the Guardian, and it was taken out of the Guardian, and then it was reposted all over TikTok. But my thing is, and I listened to Redacted yesterday and what they had to say, and I was like, I'm not, I'm not so like seeing these all these. Anyways, I don't. I seen all these people, young people that are in their early 20s, all gun ho. Yeah, look at this. Yeah, look at America's bad, but it's like they're not looking at the whole letter itself. The whole letter is like it's written supposedly by Sudan, bin Laden, and Osama bin Laden is written by him in 2000 I think 1 or something, or 2002. And this whole letter, when you read it, it's very Islamic. It's very like pro Muslim, and which is okay. I love Muslims. I have a lot of Muslim friends, but the extremists, and that's what he was. He was also a paid by the CIA, like, come on, people. He was paid by the CIA. He was an operative. And there's so many things that are in there that I don't cheer on these young people saying, "Oh, look at, yeah, look at the United States is horrible." They're doing some shitty things, but so is a lot of other countries doing some shitty things all at the same time. And I don't hear them going out and let's go kill somebody specifically. That's the thing. We don't hear let's go kill a certain group from the Western Front, specifically. We're going to go kill this group. Where when we listen to that of the Hamas and that, it is like, yeah, we want to kill these people and we want them gone. I just feel, and this energy is just going to escalate shit, when it comes to that front. But this is where it's like also looking at what's it going to escalate within your own. So watch how it escalates within your life. So all right. So now our focus is on Cynthia. I don't see Erica here, so I'll wait and then I'll do Cynthia because I believe Cynthia is here. I see her little post. Ooh, we got a jumper card. Okay. And I saged all of these cards and I can feel a difference. So I don't, saging your cards is a good thing because when you sage your cards, it sort of gets all the stagnant energy out, and I find mine get to a point where they're easier to shuffle. So I'm using right now, these ones have been coming out, the dog eating carton, but the cards aren't. Angel Tarot deck. And I even have a book that goes with this. I don't even know where it is. Anyways, off topic, Mary, you just get so lost. Let's pull it back in and look at this. You got the Three of Airs. So I feel like this was the jumper card, okay? And this is the jumper card. Okay, this one's for Cynthia, and then I'll do Erica. Erica just came in. Here's the jumper card, and it's the Three of Airs. So the Three of Airs, when it comes in the Three of Swords, the Three of Swords is a heartbreak. So there's something of heartbreak, something that weighs heavy upon your heart. So there's a heaviness that's there that's weighing upon the heart. And it's like looking at within that, what is that heaviness? What am I feeling? What is that? I'm going to say strife and discord in my life that I'm carrying. So there's something that's heavy. And when this comes out, it's like looking at what do I need to let go of? What do I need to forgive? What do I need to move forward in? Right. And as we do that, we got the Knight of Airs. So the Knight of Airs comes in. He's married to the Queen of I don't give a fuck. So, he's the son, I mean, of I don't give a fuck. So in comes this night. He's very suave. He's got this energy and he's very creative, but he wants to be creative. He wants to enter into this creativeness, but there's something that seems to be holding that creativity back, something that is not allowing for to break through, for that expansion, for that love to come in. So there's, this is where it's like really looking at, maybe your options, reviewing things, seeing what works and what doesn't work. Because, even as I was saying before with the energies, it's like it's not going to look the way that you want it. And maybe there is something there that you have to take time to heal, and because you want it to be a certain way, or you want to have this, it's like something tangible, but this is air. So this not tangible, right? It's movement and it's moving and there's movement all over the place, and it's the night of air, so there's fast movement. So fast movement going through what whatever you're wanting to let go of it. And I feel like it's like, yeah, it's like I don't want to let go of it, but I need to let go of something and it feels heavy, and I need to go forward, and I need to step in my creativity, but I can't step in my creativity because I feel so overwhelmed with everything. And I need to, it's like all of this da 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 da, and here comes in, it's a stalemate. It's the Two of Swords that comes in. So a lot of air energy that's coming in. So this is like almost pretending there's nothing there. Like, oh, there's nothing wrong. Everything's fine. But I feel like it's like almost I got such a weight on that you're carrying, that you just have to take the sack off and enjoy and enjoy. See, the thing is that you're unwilling to make a decision. So there's a fear of not making a decision because there's feeling like, oh, I can't do this. Yet there's a creative solution. There's an energy there that's saying that there's a solution. But is there, are you wanting to make that solution, or are you wanting to still stay in the muck of the great sadness? Right? It's a complex decision. So there's a big decision. Seven of Waters comes in. There's something that needs to be decided on, whether it's work, whether it's something to do with home life, or a decision that has to do with a movement within the home, or movement within that. I'm going to automatically assume that it's probably work, something to do with work, some kind of complex decision, some kind of decision that needs to be done. And you need to look into this decision of moving forward. Maybe you have too much on your plate, or you're doing too much. The Three of Airs comes in, so there's something there that's being done, and it's too much. Something in here is weighing too much. There's air, so there's something, or you're not listening to the information coming in from your divine. You're not taking the time to listen because you're running around. There's running around. There's busy, 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 busy. It's busy. You're busy, and you're not sitting. You're not allowing. You're procrastinating. So either you're not sitting down to enjoy or draw. Have you been drawing lately? Have you been stepping into your creativity? Have you been taking pictures? Or are you, oh, I got to go over here and do this, and I got to go over here and do that, and I got this over here and I got this over there. And it's like, oh, come, and I feel like I just want to take you and say, sit, just relax. There's a worry, there's a thought there, there's a worry that's there, that somehow it's like, oh, but I don't have enough. I don't have enough. I don't have enough. I need more. No, no, we don't have enough. I need more. I need more of this. I need more of that. Something there. It's like almost where it's like, I'm okay right now. I'm good. And this is where this is coming in. And I think there's going to be some decisions that are going to be having to be made, where you're going to have to look at and saying, okay, I need to rein back. I don't need to be as busy as I am. And I need to refocus the energy on what what brings in more of my creativity and my love of my expansion of the things I really want to do. Because there could be an avoidance of that, or you've been wanting, and it's like, "Yeah, I gotta do this." And the thing is that then there's a guilt because 'cause I'm not doing it, and, "Oh my god," and then you feel guilty, and then you procrastinate, and then you're like, "Oh, yeah, fuck it. Oh, no, now I'm running out the door to do something else." So there's always something else. There's always something that's not allowing me to come back into me, come back into my definition, into my ideas, what I need to do, because I'm always trying to fill. And there's this sack that they're showing that you're trying to fill this sack up. There's a sack, and you're wanting to fill the sack up because you feel like I just need to. I got to fill this sack up with whatever it is. And it's like, it's like this hand comes away and takes the sack. Sack's good. You come here. So look at what you're trying to feel like. What are your goals? And look at the goals. What is is that part of your purpose? Is that part of what your soul wants for you? And that's a hard thing because we can get stuck in the mundane world and say, well, this is I know I need this. I need this. I need this. I need that, and that continues on. And it's not saying not to, you know, be responsible. That's not where this energy comes in. I'm gonna pull one more card. Whew. Yeah, whatever you're afraid of, in comes the moon card. So there's a lot of releasement that needs to be done with fears. So releasing, and sitting and looking at, what do I need to let go of? What am I trying to achieve? What is my purpose and passion? What is my purpose and passion? Because, if we come to a balance, there's an end, right? But what is my purpose and passion? What am I trying to create? What is my love life like? What is my spiritual life like? What's my family life? What is my spiritual life? Oh, am I stepping into something that I want to donate some time to? Where's my financial situations? Where is it that I'm, things that seem to be lacking in my life that I'm procrastinating and not wanting to do? And in comes this energy that is wanting you to sit and say, take a look at this. Take a look at this. My shadow to light course would be absolutely fabulous for you. That we're doing next year and working with the Celtic calendar. I think it would be something that you would thoroughly enjoy. So there you go. Whew, that's a lot. Thank God this is being recorded and you can go back and look at it. She's like, oh, I got to take this back. All right, Erica. All right, and this is for your son. I have to take some coffee, Erica. So let's shake these babies up. First thing I get is, oh, okay, I got a jumper card with that. Put that one to the side. Okay, they're all starting to jump, so I got to stop. I'll just go like that. There we go. There's first part I got almost sitting on a bed, feeling lonely, feeling depressed, maybe, feeling unmotivated, wanting to be motivated, wanting to get going. Um there's these moments of this. There's a moment like these moments of feeling um downtrodden, I guess. Not downtrodden, that's the wrong word. But feeling, just a little I got depression. I got depression. So feeling um unmotivated, wanting to get motivated. And so there's something that's coming in where to I got the justice card, which is the Libra card. And the Libra card is, the South Node is there. So anything like when it comes to um, like negotiations and wanting to bring a balance and sort of feeling that lostness because there's a feeling of trying to get things done or get into a little bit of feeling loss, which Venus wants to feel empowered, wants to feel motivated, yet is feeling yeah, trying to get that motivation, but you got it's um either I'm trying to think of his name. This, oh, it's a Charlie Brown's cartoon. Anyways, but feeling that when this energy when this person comes around, it's like it's like almost drains you, so almost like energy drained. So I feel like energy's been drained, but trying to find to do the right thing and fair and just, and so there's a lot of emotion going on in him at this time. And here comes the High Priestess. So we got two major arcana cards that are coming in, and this is looking at intuition. What do I need to do? What do I need to start working on and going towards, and consider carefully, before acting. So I feel like, yeah, you got to do what's right, but you got to really weigh things out. And this weighing out of energies is it's weighing out. There's a lot of weighing out. There's a lot of things that are going on. And how can I connect with my greater soul purpose? Ah, so there you go. Soul purpose. Is he questioning what he wants to do? Is he questioning, what he's been doing for the last, several years? Maybe this is where it's like, he's coming to these pathways and these roadways of what where should I go? Is this, what are the deeper messages when it comes to the dreams and wanting that dream? What is it? Does he feel deflated from this? Is there a deflation with this? And that's the other part. But it's coming in and saying, okay, again, I need to come in, I need to grab hold of what do I need to what yeah, I got like grab hold. And then it's like it's this staff, I feel like, in front of me, like the leader of the band, or the marching, and it's this staff, and it's like I have to take the lead, boom, 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 boom. And he's got, having the staff and putting that in front and saying, this is what I need to do. And it's stepping out into doing it. The powers of the magician, draws up the knowledge that he has, and using that knowledge that he has. But there is a decision that has to be made, and it's of justice. It's got to be a very balanced, but maybe there's things are sloppy right now, to do what needs to be done. And it just can't be cut. Like, you can't cut corners. You can't Things have to be done right. If they're not done right, if there's cutting corners or trying to skip some steps, then it's going to come and backfire. So that's why it's, you got to have patience and really consider in going forward. And with, oh, here comes the magician card, right? So as I just said, the power of the magician, the power that, it's the previous card to this is the magician. And the magician who exerts a more active force. So in comes the magician and saying, I need to be actively, and I need to activate my force. I need to activate that energy. I need to look at my resources and my ability and what I need to do. And this is my ability to manifest them. So there's the ability to manifest and create it, but there's a self-doubt, and that self-doubt can lead to a self-proclamation that it won't happen. But it is a process, and he's got to, trusting that inner voice, and it's going to reveal the higher calling. It's going to reveal the information. The magician is this force that's coming in and saying, you got to, it's an action. What is the action I'm taking in order to make it happen? What am I doing? Am I just sitting on the side of my bed moping, or am I actually taking the staff? And I feel like I got to take this staff, and I'm going to be out there, head held high, and parade out. This is what I'm doing. I got to show. I got to be on show and show people. There's a show. He's got to be on show. And sometimes maybe he feels like, I don't want to be on show. I don't want to be paraded around. But you're in an industry that, in order to get what you want, you have to show them who you are. You got to show, you got to show up. You got to do the work. You got to be the one with the head held high and step up and really carefully consider, what is it that you are wanting to show, what you are wanting to bring forward, what you are wanting to do. Whew, that's a lot. There's a lot of heavy shit there. And with that comes the King of Waters. So there's a lot of emotion that's coming in here. The High Priestess, there's emotion, intuition. In comes the King of Waters. And the King of Waters is opening my heart and my mind to what's around. Trustworthy. This is clarity of work. Write it down. Go through the pros and the cons. Who can I do? It's like doing some active work in order to get this done. Who do I have to call? Do I have to call anybody? Who do I have to go out to? Is there letters that I need to go to? Do I know anybody over there that I can get a hold of who can, it's like it's almost like, that 10 degrees of somebody else. You're not that far away, because there's somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody. And I feel like that's part of it, but that's exhausting. And it's almost, where, and it gets all messy, and it gets messy in his head. So that messiness comes in his head. So it's almost where, again, it's like, okay, I need to sit down and methodically go through things. And and when you do it, you'll find that you do what you know is right. You take those steps, that this is what I need to know. This is who I need to call. This is what I need. There's steps in there that need to be done. And that's how he shows. He shows that I was able to do this, this, and this, and this, and I got this result. I was able to call this person who gave me that person's number, who gave me that person, who gave me that person. I got the result to see you. And it's taxing. It's overwhelming, and but you got to come in with it with a open heart, and you got to come in there very mindfully. And in comes the ego. So things are there, but there's a false entrapment, false thoughts. That ego, that fit is where things can crumble and fall away, because you're not following the intuition. You're sitting there moping. So get out of the mopiness and really get into that power of who you are, and step into that power, because there's something in there that really wants to take it away from you. And there's others that will take it away from you. So I feel like there's this energy that says, it's sudden changes are going to be coming in. Like there's going to be a sudden change. There's going to be a flipping around. And you got to really be on your, to be able to follow your intuition with this, follow what's going to come in, and know that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Without dark, there is no light. And that, you're going to have to face, you're going to have to face a little bit of craziness, some stress and chaos, but you got to have that open mind and that open heart in order to create what you want to happen. And it's not it's not going to unfold like a beautiful garden. Like a garden's never beautiful until you put the shit in there and mix it all up and put the seeds in, and then you got to make sure that you've got everything down. You get the weeds out and stuff like that, and that's part of it. And I feel like there's where the difficult situation that is being faced, we are forced to grow from this experience. This is a growing. This is letting go and moving forward. So there's a letting go and moving forward and trusting the intuition, knowing that I'm making the right steps and going forward. Um, but it's also, I got the show, but there's forward motion there. But it's that force. It's like I got to do this, in order to make it happen. Four major arcanas are coming out to awaken, to say this is what needs to be done. This is how this is what is unfolding. And not being overly focused on the material. Don't be overly focused on the material, because you're focused on what is my goal? What do I want? Yes, money is there, but I can't be focused on the material. I got to be back on my same thing as saying to Cynthia, my passion. What's my passion? What's my purpose? That's what I got to step into. That's what I know step into. I'm doing readings right now, and I'm doing them for $10. So doing $10 readings for people today. So this is a lot, and I think there's a lot on his plate, and he's a young man, but he's got to make a list and go through with it. And I think that's really where things are heading. So it's crazy. Yeah, there's so much there. It feels heavy, and I think it doesn't help when the energies are very heavy. It doesn't help when there's so much craziness, with that energy at this time. Um, so that's the whole thing. It's we have so much going on at this time, and sometimes it can be very daunting, and we feel so much of that dauntingness, that heaviness that's coming through um right now. And we're wanting things to move forward. We're wanting things to go in a very positive way. And I think that's for the whole collective right now. There's so much that is happening in and around us. Some of it is seen, some of it is unseen, that we are wanting. We're coming to a point that people are not going to be able to hide their head in the sand anymore. So that's the whole thing. Let me see. Sorry. She asked me for my email. Let's see. GURUMAMA. PayPal.me. I think it's there. The Guru Mama. There's that's as well. So and I feel, because of such a push that's going to be happening, like, my peak into 2024. I mean, it's really going to awake, like, I mean, if people aren't awake now, but it's it's where my fear that I have. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. My fear that I have is, like, there's such a resurgent of these young people that really don't look into things or ask questions, right? And feel that they're deserving, or they take things at face value without doing critical thinking. So, all right, let's go back. Do you take private questions? Okay, if you have a question, you can write your question up. Uh, Kurti, I hope I say that right. I don't want to hacks your name, because it looks beautiful. Your name looks very beautiful. Hoxa. I think I'm saying that right. I'm horrible. Can you tell me what you see in my romantic life happening? I am wishing badly to get, um, you can say S. God bless you. Thank you. I'm wishing to get married and have babies. Oh my goodness. Um, hmm. Yeah, but you don't want to just take anybody. A little S. I'm going to say you just don't want to have anybody to, because I mean, you could have been married. I feel like you could have been already married if you really wanted to, but you just don't want to have like Joe Blow come in the door and say, "Oh, look at me, I'm suave and I'm going to give you a wonderful life." You definitely want that person that you want, like you want a person, and this is where um and it's not for you to settle. This isn't about you settling, but you are wanting a person that really, the word compliments you, that wants to allow, not allow is really that's the word that's coming through, but it's not just to allow, but just to work with, to be like a partner, to be that partner with you, that you can grow with, that you are able to work with, right? Um, and I feel like there's been suitors, I'm gonna call them suitors, that have pursued you, that you have, you know, tantalized, and sort of looked at, but they have not been, "Meh, I got meh," that's what I guess, meh. And this is, where and I don't know if you're afraid to step out of some boundaries. Like there's boundaries that are there, and I feel like I want to, like, here you are, here's the boundaries, and here's the other side, kind of thing. And it's like taking you and say, just step outside the boundaries. Allow yourself to explore. Allow yourself to, and you can and when I say explore, that means allow yourself to be open to different suitors that want to come in and date you, because you might, the thing is that we get very, um we want it to, again, I want, this is what I need. It's supposed to be looking this way, it's supposed to be looking that way, but right down deep in your heart, you're just like, you have a different idea, you have a different want and expectation for the person that you want to have in your life. And it's stepping out of that boundaries, it's stepping out of that bounds and saying, "You know what? Yeah, let me go over there." And, maybe you just dated, really crazy wild guys, and now it's like it's a nerdy guy that you want, go for. I'm just giving an example here. But this is where it's like, maybe I've been, I want to go out with somebody who has more charisma, who's able to, I don't want to just marry a guy who's in a suit. I want to wear, I want to go out with somebody who loves to work the land, because I want to have a garden. I want to be self-sufficient. I want to have somebody who can fix the pipes, kind of thing. In many ways, this is the energy that you want to go for, but you've been totally like looking in one area. It's here. This is the area I'm looking at. This is the only ones, and there's nothing there. So now I'm going to come back, and I'm going to come in there, and I'm going to change my mantra. I'm going to say, I I got the energy, and I'm bringing in the divine. I'm bringing in this. I'm open that all the men I meet are loving and courageous. All the men that I am meeting are happy and laugh, and all the men I meet are in the same spiritual alignment as I am. All the men I meet allow for me to have my freedom, not only to be my true self and true authentic self. All the men I meet want to have children. Like it's changing that mantra. So you're moving, because there's a big pie here, and you're only focused on one slice, and there's a whole pie. So it's opening your range. So we're opening you up. So now you've stepped out of the boundaries. You're out there. You're meeting, you're walking, and you're going to meet this beautiful, loving, handsome, sexy man. It's got to be sexy. It's got to look good. It's got to have some money. You can't be poor. Although that's not your first priority, but it's nice to have somebody who has some money. So we want that. So we're bringing that in. Whew. And he's got to be kind. So there's got to be a kindness with him. Kindness. And he's got to be able to do things. I feel like he's got to be able to do things. So almost like, yeah, I get like he's got to be able to fix things. So he's got to be able to do stuff, like just not sit there and be a pretty boy. So he's got to be able, if the sink's backed up, he could get and do it. So I feel like he's got that energy. So we're bringing this energy in and around you. So that's what we're doing. We're bringing this beautiful energy in and around you and creating this beautiful energy. Whoo! 10 of Pentacles. Happy family life. Financial. Finding the magic in the little things in life. So, as we're bringing this energy around you, I feel as soon as you start allowing yourself to expand, I'm going to say you're going to meet somebody within the next 3 months. That's what I got, 3 months. Bringing that energy in, because this is what you are wanting to create. And this is where it's like putting that energy out there. I'm wanting to meet somebody with who's loving and caring. All the men I meet are, the man that I'm going to meet is loving and caring. The man that I'm going to meet is financially well. The man that I'm going to meet wants to have children and be married. The man I'm going to meet is going to be faithful and loving to me. And you start doing that, and it's like putting that energy out. That's what you're going to do. You're putting this mantra into the universe, up to the divine, and wanting and bringing that energy back down. This is where you're going to find it. And as you do that, eight of fire. Fast pace. Delays are over. Things are starting to move. You want that? Things start moving. Things start going. So delays are over for you, little Miss S. And things are going to start moving faster for you. So you start doing that mantra, because we know the family life's there. We know the financials are there for you. Things are really opening up. And through that, you're planting the seeds. So this is where you're planting the seeds. Things are coming together. There's definitely that person there for you. And I got within 3 months, you'll be meeting them. But you really have to open up, because you can't just focus on one slice of the pie. There's more pie there, girl. You got to look at more of the pie. And the more you look at that pie, the more you start saying, what other pieces are there? And that pie could be multi-fruit. Maybe you've been looking at an apple pie and you want a peach pie. Maybe it's a pecan, right? And you're waiting for something specific, and his name starts with an R. So put out there. If you're asking, and that's the whole thing, you're being so specific. His name might be starting with R, but what happens if it's his last name that's R? Or maybe there's an R in his name. Maybe his middle name starts with R, and he goes by that first name. So there's so many possibilities there, but we're all focused on this. And here it's like, here we open up, right? So this is where it's opening up to those possibilities, opening up and allowing yourself to do those mantras within the next 3 months. Does that person love you? Did that person care about you? Does that person respect you? That's the number one thing. You want respect. You met somebody you liked a lot. Open yourself up. I can see it happening, definitely. I feel like it's like, okay, what does that, where does he hang out? What does he do? What, this is, moving beyond the boundaries, putting yourself there, because yeah, happy family's there. It's there. It's there for you. And this is where it's like, it's planting the seeds, putting the seeds out there, making things go, and it starts to happen. So it's like, okay, who does he, this is I want to where I got like, where does he hang out? Kind of thing. If he's a Starbucks guy, okay, which Starbucks does he hang out? Putting myself there, allowing myself to meet. And that's just putting the breadcrumbs out there, putting the seeds out there so things can grow. That's how we do it. And then he's yours. I got 3 months. 3 months. 3 months. Hello, Charlene. So thank you very much for sending me the $10. Thank you so much. Yeah, so crazy. So crazy. Oh, you're welcome, Miss S. It that's a, just speaking to about Miss S and wanting to find that love. Yeah, that's an important piece. I mean, sometimes we want to like, oh, shoo it, that love piece in our life. But it is an important piece in our life, especially when we want to create a foundation and we want to create a family and have that. It is important. And when it's important to us, sometimes we get overwhelmed and we get scared by it, that it can't happen or it'll never happen. And it's like we have to begin to say, okay, you know what? This is who I like to pursue. This is who, this is the type of person I want to be with and who I see myself with. And then it's allowing yourself to be seen and to put the breadcrumbs out there, right? Um, that brings in the enticement, that brings in the energies of, yeah, this is who I want to meet. And then, not saying you're not going to meet with him, but this is where it's like all of a sudden, in behind that person comes in someone else, and you're just like, what the fuck? That's pretty crazy. So that's where the energy is, because the universe has something beautifully in store there for you. And this is where we have to really follow that purpose, have to follow that passion. And even for myself, it's like it gets so overwhelming on what I do and working with spirit and working and saying, okay, this is the way what I'm supposed to do. And then yesterday I asked, Owen and I always have a little thing that we ask each other questions. And then I asked him a question. He goes, well, it's not going to be, it's not going to be it's not going to be the money you think it's going to be. And I just went, oh shit. And he said, yeah. He says, you're wanting something, a bigger financial gain than what it actually will be for you. And I didn't even mention financials to him. He just brought that in. And I was just like, yeah, that's true. And so this is where it's like, okay, I need to surrender. And then he suggested about going back to school. And I just sort of like, oh my God, I can't see myself going back to school. Not because I'm 60, but because I haven't really found, unless I find something that excites me and I say, yes, that's what I want to go for. Definitely don't want to go into anything to do with the medical field, like nursing or anything like that. Maybe psychology or sociology would be kind of cool. But even then, there's just like, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see, because nothing really jumps out for me anyways on that front, unless it's learning more in depth on different parts of spirituality and astrology and things like that. Then I get all excited about it. Or financial's always been an interesting one, learning things to do with finances, and how the financial markets work. That would be a good one. There's a course I was looking at, that would be good, but it's not at a university or anything. And it has to do with psychology. So I'm going to look into that and take his advice, because there is a course there that um, really interests me when it comes to the psychology of money. And I find the psychology of money very interesting, because how we are trained to think about money and how we perceive money, and how we how we hold on to the money, right, is very interesting. And I think learning about the psychology of money would be quite an interesting endeavor. Interesting endeavor. So oh, what a day. So the sun is out and it's a beautiful day. I'm glad it's gone up to like 11 degrees. I think it's supposed to, if it says 11 degrees, it might even get hotter this weekend, which is funny. But I live in a lower suite, so sometimes it gets kind of chilly down here. So that's why I have this on um, right now. So yeah, find our true authority within inside ourselves to do what it is that we need to do and go forward upon this journey that we are on this right now. If you are interested, tomorrow morning at 7:30, I am having a meditation at 7:30 Alberta Mountain Time. So if people want to figure it out, it's almost 11 o'clock here right now. So you can look at your time, your clock, and figure out what time it would be for 7:30 tomorrow for you. And it's by donation. If you can't donate, that's totally okay. You can join me and I'll send you the link. And it's a meditation. You got anything for me? What do you mean, do you got anything for you? What do you mean? I'm not sure what she means. Did you send you $10? Because I'm doing the $10 readings. Did you send me $10? So, because that's the way I'm doing. Because I can't just give you a message if you didn't do it, because that wouldn't be fair to anybody else right now. So, so my mind just went somewhere else in thinking and stuff. Um, but with this energy that with this, a lot of these transitions and that are coming in forward for this weekend, uh, don't get frustrated. Don't get frustrated. Don't get overwhelmed with a lot of a lot of movements and overwhelmness. That's a huge one, going forward. So okay, she just okay, now Charlene goes, yes, I am. Um, any messages for you? Uh, we'll pull out the cards. Okay, I give you messages every day because we talk practically every day. Uh, no, the psychology of money. That's what I find interesting. Yeah, we got a jumper. Everybody got a jumper card today. This is cool. Hmm. Mm. Ooh. All right. The jumper card I got for Charlene is the 10 of Fires. So 10 of Fires, too much work. Accept help from others. Feeling life is out of balance. So I feel like there's a lot. I It's almost like a paint palette that I got for you. And this paint palette um, that you have is it's all mucky. Your paint palette's mucky. So it's like life definitely there's an out of balance. They're trying to find that balance of doing things because there's stress related health concerns. So the ten of fires. So this is 10 of wands. Yeah, you can definitely pursue. You're pursuing and doing the things that you need to do, but it's, the 10 of wands, I always look at it as trying to carry 10 cups of coffee up a hill and you don't have a tray. So you're trying to carry all these coffees up the hill, but you're not, maybe you need some help or you need to call a friend and say, hey, can you come over and help me paint? Can you, you know, um, maybe there's a fear that if I ask anybody to help me to do anything that, um, you'll feel obligated or something. You feel an obligation or, instead of just saying, can you just come over and help? So this is where it's, feeling that out of balance energy is definitely there. And then comes the 10 of air. So, whew, so you got double tens. Double tens are good, but double tens are also transition. So there's a transitioning that is happening. So there is an end of a difficult situation, but you got to embrace the change and accept things to go better now. So this is where, yeah, asking for help. There's something to do. Both of them have to do with stress related health concerns and recovering from an addiction. So you're recovering from addiction, things are going forward, and you just really, have to really watch your stress levels as you go forward and what those stress levels are. And if you need help, to ask for help, to get the help that you are needing, um in doing what you're doing. And there's, yeah, sudden oh God, time is so there's, oh my goodness, there's a lot of movement. There's a lot of fire. There's a lot of energy. There's a lot of movement. Both, got difficult situations, embrace, change. There's all of this is telling me that there's going to be sudden movement, sudden changes that are going to be coming in, things that are going to be needing immediate attention. So you got to really, also think things cautiously, thoroughly. Um, but things that I feel like asking for help, but knowing that things are going to change rapidly. There's going to be sudden changes that are going to be happening for you. Knowing that there's going to be, and I'm relating this to the store that you're opening because I feel like that's what's on your mind right now. Um, Knowing that, things there's going to be things rapidly changing. So I got a rapid change that are going on in there, and where difficult things think, situations might be difficult, but they're changing, but you got to make sure that you think things through as you're pivoting. It's like if you've ever played basketball, you just don't pivot. You're very strategic and aware of your surroundings, of where your other players are and stuff like that. So when you pivot and you go back around, you can throw the ball over to this one and that one. That's important. So knowing that, and being prepared that things are going to change on the fly for you. They're not going to go the way that you think they should go. That's the whole thing. So things will move in that direction, and that, you have that strength. So the strength card comes in. So the overall is the strength is Archangel Ariel, knowing that you have the strength, the passion, that to do what it is that you are going forward to do, and wanting to create, and understanding that, you know that you have that inner strength to move forward with it. So everything is going to move forward, but you got to make sure you can't just do it all on your own, and you do ask for help, and getting the help that you need, um in creating your space and creating the place that you are wanting to do. And know that things are going to change suddenly, and where things might feel difficult, it's over, it's going forward. But then there, as they go forward, there could be some more changes that come in, and you have to think on your feet, but you got to think rationally, and you got to think compassionately, and know that you are able to get through it all. So there you go. Whew. Hi, Jen. You changed your name a lot. I don't know why, but you changed your name a lot. You got White Magpie now. That's cool. That's cool. So sending you out lots of love, hoping you are feeling really well. I know that you've been going through your health goes up and down and all around and back in circles, and then you go and you plateau. So just sending you out so much love. So I know computer programmers, I know a lot of, but they don't change their name as rapidly as you do. So you have many accounts. So is that good to have many accounts? I don't know. That'd be a lot to, that'd be, that would be a lot. So my loves, I feel for you all. I'm going to send you guys out with so much love today, and just going to double check on testing social media. Oh, well, I feel, when you say that, Jen, this is what I've been picking up from social media. You can't, it's hard to know the algorithm. That's, because the algorithm is so manipulated at this time. And even with what just happened with watching with what's going on with TikTok and stuff like that. Um, and who owns TikTok? The Chinese, right? The Chinese own TikTok. They run TikTok. So they will manipulate it in some way. The Chinese also own Hollywood, right? And so they want to manipulate what you see, what you hear, how you hear it, how you see it. So there is, wanting to have some kind of control. We are the algorithm. In life, yes. But there is another force when it comes to the computers. When it comes to the computers and how it is. I mean, right now I got a bunch of videos that are getting taken down from 2021. Hi, Lexi. So, and call them the elite. Well, certain things I can't say. I'm on YouTube. I can't say it. The thing is that I know people who have over 1 million viewers and they say certain things, they get banned. Things get banned. And I know the Chinese are involved. I know that one. And I'm just going by the astrology too, by what the astrology is saying. So it's they're part of it. They're part of it. They're not the only ones, dear. They're not the only ones. You know, there's more to it than that. But anyways, I'm not going to get into it on a social media. So because there's so many layers that are going on right now, and just by looking at the astrology that's being unfolded at this time, there is more to it than even they are being manipulated. There's a power stronger than them. There's a power stronger than them. So, and that power is far beyond than what some people can comprehend. And it's not the Billionaires Boys Club. They're a drop in the bucket to what is going on right now. And the energy and the manipulations that are happening at this time. And this is where, well, God is a man because there's a God and a goddess. You have to have both. You have to have both because God can't give birth. Only a goddess can. So you have to have a God and a goddess. You have to have them both. So there is a transformation, changes that are going on. But as I say, the light always wins. The light always wins. You could get into such, when you look at the craziness that, especially with that in 2026, when Neptune and Saturn meet at 0 degrees, there's, going back, several hundred years, thousands, it could be more than that, several hundred years of it, when the last time they actually met there and what was going on in the world at that time. We are looking at a huge transformation of change that is happening within us. And even at the beginning, when I said I saw, the earth going through this plasmic energy of transformation and change, it is very, it is where people have to understand history. They have to understand how, and going back further than just 20 years, this is going back hundreds, sometimes thousands of years of understanding the evolution of time and how things were brought together and how things were created, and of and taking that into account, which is very very powerful. And I feel this is why I always go to my astrology. The stars never lie. Stars always know. And stepping forward into and knowing what the stars are coming forward and telling us at this time. And it's letting us know a lot of information, letting us know that, yeah, Pluto and, with the moon conjunct, but they're squaring the nodes in Eris, the south node and the north node. So there's a lot of energy that's coming in that's saying, okay, what are you rising to? And where are you finding the confusion? And Pluto wants to bring forth a structure. What is that structure? What does that look like? And what does that feel like? And with the moon there, and the moon's in detriment, so it's not very happy. So it's trying to just basically, yeah, I feel this way, I want to get the hell out. Doesn't want to, really sit and look at what he's really feeling like. When Pluto goes into Aquarius, I mean, we saw a bit of it, when Pluto's a lot of things being revealed. So, when Pluto was in Aquarius for that short time, it showed us, all this alien stuff started coming out, and uncovering of different cultures and how the different cultures worked, uncovering different things when it comes to governments and the relationships to governments. Um, that is um, going to be revealed even more. I mean, when Pluto leaves Capricorn and goes into Aquarius in January, and at the end of January, because the thing is that, I mean, the Sun and Pluto are going to meet for the last time. And it's really weird because Leo King pointed this out on January 19th, and January 19th is the day of impeachment for the president of the United States. And I found that, that's quite, when he pointed that out, it's like, holy shit, that's crazy. That's crazy. Um, and this is, where things are going to be unveiled. More things are going to be unveiled, and uh, Pluto won't go back into Capricorn till for a short bit, near the end of the year. And that's where, in 2024, this is part of my reveal, and I've mentioned this before anyways, where things are you're going to see the dismantlement of the structure of the financial system, and where things are really going to crumble within our financial system, and people are going to be scrambling, with all of that. And this is all, a part of the change and the evolution and the revolution that's coming forward into this world, on how we are wanting to stand up, how you are wanting to be. This is where, when I see that letter going around, letter to America. I know I keep bringing it up because they're not critically thinking. They're not going into thinking about the whole aspect of what that is all about, and not even realizing what is Islamic rule, and what does that mean to women. Islamic rule, right? So, and the other part too is like, who who has advantage over trying to cause that disruption within the Western world? Who has that power? Who wants to have that disruption? And that's part of looking at it, and it's like, okay, you know, it's where you see as and I pointed out before, and I won't go, about one pointing at another, that I want you dead. But that energy that's there in the Middle East has been going on, predates Jews, predates Muslims. It goes all back to the Babylon, like way back to the Mesopotamian times. So that energy of that fighting and stuff like that has been there. It's within that area. It's been there. The Sumerians, all of that, the divisions and stuff like that have always been like they've been there for thousands and thousands and thousands of years, and people have to, understand that. But that again, that goes with understanding history and going through history. It's where, people forget, like, in order to find out if you were Jewish, they used to measure your nose, your eyes, and everything else, right? Um, when Europe was being free, wanting to get freed, it was the Americans that were flying over. It was the Americans that freed Europe with the help of the Allies, definitely. But the Americans were flying over, and in different occupied areas of France, that they would drop letters. They would drop letters and letting them know, hey, go hide, because the Germans wouldn't allow the people out of the city, out of that town site, right? And no, I wouldn't do a 23andMe test. No way. No way. I'd never let anybody look at my DNA. No, that's crazy. That this they to free them and let them know that they're going to be coming in and bombing, and let them know. And the Germans didn't want to let that go, right? US is now the worst influence on earth. Are they? Are they really? I'll argue with you on that one, because they're not. They're not. Their government might be out of place. So is our government. So is every other government in the world. But you got to go through the history of the United States and understand their influence. You know, so when we all know the truth, we are free. Yeah, well, I get that. But I'm just saying, you said it's the worst influence on earth. I don't agree with that at all. There's more than that. And that's all part of learning the history, right? And understanding what it's all about. And that's when you see things like that, and you see influencers like that, or they're repeating the same thing over and over again, you got to take a step back and say, okay, where's that all coming from, and why? And what is the main goal? And as we see that, and we understand that, and we question it, this is where growth comes. This is where inspiration comes. This is where a higher self comes, um, with this. And this is where, this is why I don't like to be on TikTok very much, because I know the influence. I know um a lot of the TikTok age that is there. I feel they get too influenced by the propaganda that is being flooded, and I really do believe that letter to America is a propagandic letter that was now resurfacing. It's been on the Guardian for over 21 years, and it's not getting them to think critically. It's not getting them to think critically. You got to understand what that letter is and who Osama bin Laden is. He was owned by the CIA. He didn't do the Twin Towers. The Twin Towers was an inside job. The bin Ladens were the first airline in the air after it happened. The first one in the air. The part is that I mean, bin Laden being paid by the CIA, that means he was their little Ponzi boy, just like Lewinsky, little Ponzi boy. Do what we want, and we will make sure you are fine. They've done that with many leaders throughout the world. And they're not the only ones. They get backing from other countries to go with it as well. So, you know, Well, that's the United States. The United States controls a lot. They have the internet space. They can pull the plug on it all very easily too. So, you know, but this is where I feel um that with the changes that need to be done are within ourselves, which I know, but it's going to be where like 2024 is going to be a very harsh year for a lot of people. And it's going to be a huge like we're going through the hardest part of the matrix now and finding our purpose and allowing ourselves to shine within our light in a time when there's a lot of darkness. And there's always darkness before the light, you know. And going back to my story with the United States in World War II, they were the ones who actually yeah, you're right. Um in World War II, the United States were the ones that were when they came in, as crazy as it sounds, they're the ones who saved the world. Even though they were the ones who created the, and I think Leo King even was saying this, even though they were the ones who created the atomic bomb, and yeah, they, dropped it on Japan, whether that was good or bad, but it ended the war, right? But they didn't go in and say and drop it on other countries and say, I'm going to drop it on every country until you become American. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing. Not like how the Nazis would, right? Yes, you're right, Cynthia. Not like the Nazis were. And that's the whole thing is like when we get into the richness of history and the astrology and we see the alignments of how it's comes together and you see how things are created, you get to understand that there's a beautiful magical dance going on in the heavens. And how, even though it feels like history's repeating itself, but I feel like this repeating itself is coming into a dance that we've never danced before, a dance that is going to create a new way of life, which is chaos and corruption and animosity and eruptions. It's like the volcano erupting. It's never the, we think it's just horrible, but there was an eruption off of Japan recently, and an underground volcano erupted, and it created a brand new island. We're not going to see what that island's going to do for several, maybe 1,000 years, but it created a new island. Every time Pele erupts, and you use the energy of Pele, and that's what for the people of Hawaii, I've been calling on Pele for them to come forth and be with them. I've been asking for that beautiful energy of Pele to come in, because bringing her strength, bringing her, because she is the land. She's the land, because Hawaii is so magical and it's alive. It's alive, right? And when there is different corruptions that are trying to come in and take control, she can heave ho it. She really can, you know and this is where I feel like, when we tap into the magical energies of not only ourselves, but of this earth and the universe and the stars, we are going to be creating such beautiful magic and stepping through. And there is where I feel like, being where I am right now, I'm so blessed. I am blessed. I am blessed. I am blessed in a place that does have peace. At this time, we have peace. Might not have peace within, but we have peace. I have a toilet. I have running water. I have food in my cupboard. I have coffee in my cup. And I have friends. And I have a bottle of wine for later on tonight. But it's bringing in that energy, bringing in that peace. So that is where the astrology is. And yeah, we're going to be going through some hairy, carry, fucked up times. We are, right? It's where, after World War II, the United States and the other allies went in to rebuild Japan, rebuild Germany. Germany did, get separated because of Russia. the wine. And this is where it's an understanding that, yeah, you know what? Sometimes shit, there's some crazy shit that's gonna happen. I feel also I think it's part of my past lives too, where I was a warrior. I was, many times in a warrior type of energy. Um, and I didn't want to lose that warrior spirit, but I chose to be a woman in this lifetime. But knowing and understanding that sometimes there is shit that needs to be done, that nobody else will do it because we are human. And being human, we're very warrior like. We're very ravishing and overwhelming. And sometimes there is where this ravishing energy can overtake us. And yeah, we do need armies. Yeah, we do want peace. But in order to create some of this, we do need it. And if you notice, it isn't the Americans or the Canadians saying kill the Jews. And I'll say that because I have some beautiful Jewish friends and clients. They have nothing to do with the Middle East. They have nothing to do with what's out there. I have a beautiful friend whose mother and father are still in Tel Aviv. And I haven't spoken to her for a while, but she's a lovely Scorpio as well. A beautiful dancer, and she has such beauty, but she's not that of the Middle East, of that fight. She's totally in a different realm, right? And that's the beauty of who she is. But when you have a group that wants to kill another group, you got to understand it. You got to understand it. You got to understand that a lot of what Hamas was or is now is terrorists who live in the tunnels that were created by the Knight Templars, that they've reinforced. All of those and they've added on to them. But all of those tunnels and stuff were created by the Knights Templars, which I think is really like, ooh, that's kind of cool. That's when the Christians were trying to take over, but the thing is, you know, this is where, hiding underneath and hiding, why are you hiding away? Why aren't you coming up in front? So there's a lot more than what meets the eye for people, and they got to understand that. And they got to sit there, and they might get angry and upset and mad, and which is okay. Get angry, upset, and mad, and get pissed off at things, which is totally okay. But it's also coming in and understanding the reasons why, because we are human and we are on an earth journey and an earth walk. And within that earth walk, we got to understand that there's emotions that we have stepped into and what those emotions and parts are for us, and how they rise up and they rise up. And sometimes there's a lot of anger. There's a lot of anger and there's a lot of frustration. And as much, when somebody, does not want to debate, like some things, I will just say, yeah, whatever. You believe what you believe, you do what you do, but don't push it upon me, and don't think I'm going to believe what you believe. Don't push your laws and your rules upon me when it infringes on my rights of who I am as a human being and as a woman. And I feel that is so, so important. And this is where you also have to understand is that, um, as women, we really have to understand that a lot of our rights are being taken away in many different ways, whether it's through the LGBTQ community, and I'll say that outright, who want to try, there's a percentage of that group that really wants to take away. And I have beautiful lesbian friends. Oh my God. Sometimes, when I think, am I lesbian? Because they're so gorgeous and sexy and loving. To beautiful trans friends, but not pushing what their beliefs are or trying to take away me as a woman. And they understand too that they're they're not they're not, They're not women. Sorry. I'm sorry. If you're biologically born as a woman, you're a woman, and I'll be canceled for it, I guess. That's fine. And that's the other part too. And I think people have to understand that because that's the other part of the craziness that's trying to manipulate and take over. And we'll see that. I mean, that's all has to do with Neptune and Pisces and the craziness that brings in. When Neptune leaves Pisces, it'll be like, what the fuck just happened? you know, through this all. So I'm gonna send you guys off with so much love. And those are part of my beliefs, whether you believe them or not. That is so okay. I have some understandings and belief systems that for me, I know they are true, and I'm gonna stick with them to being true because when it comes to the changes and when I look at where the energies are going to be going, we're gonna be going into a world that we've never could have dreamed of. I mean, you thought the Jetsons was weird? Just hang on. We're in for some craziness, especially with Pluto and Aquarius, right? We're into some craziness. And when Neptune goes into Aries with Saturn, I mean, holy shit, that's going to be another cray energy that's going to come forward for us, right? And the transformations that are going to be coming in with that. So, sending you guys off with so much love. Thank you. Thank you for all those who participated in my $10 today for readings. I just have to say, I was I'm wanting to do this every Friday, and I'm thanking you guys for all your support, for supporting me because it really helps me to continue doing what I'm doing because sometimes I do feel low when I don't get a response, and I think that's a very human nature. But I keep on going, I keep on plugging, but sometimes it can be very, very difficult when you feel like, oh my God, and you feel very depleted with what you are trying to do and trying to set forth upon your road. And sometimes you just need the reinforcements. So sending you out and thank you all for coming and forward and being part of my community. You guys are all awesome. Thank you. God bless, and the goddess bless you. So may the Lord and Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you and all you say and all you be, and allow your light to shine. So go be those creative beings that you all are, and go feed the ducks, baby. God bless. Bye bye. See you later.